So for those of you who are new to me, I like to bring some somatic practices where essentially, giving us permission to really make deep attuned contact with ourselves. I find that what we might call transformation or integration really occurs more on the level of where these habitual patterns tend to live in the body, in the nervous system. And insight alone doesn't seem to resolve or fully integrate. We could have lots of awareness and lots of insights around the nature of our patterns, around the nature of our trauma, around our early family of origin, all of that. But I think that on a very innocent, like organismic, primal, sacred level, what we long for is to be met in the most intimate way, to feel seen, to feel known, and to go directly into those places in us that perhaps because we didn't have a safe enough environment, we didn't feel safe enough to go in and actually stay with some of the uncomfortable feelings or kind of electrical charges that are sometimes alive in our sensation body. So I think for many of us, we're in a process of learning how to create that internal safety for ourselves and also with each other, so that those places that are frozen in time, where maybe we have a kind of arrested development, where the naturalness of our needs and our desires arose and wanted to express themselves and be met by our environment in our early life. And for many of us, we didn't have environments that knew how to support us or meet us or validate our needs and desires, that are really just nature, always moving towards greater development and wholeness and expression of our uniqueness. And so again, for many of us, those moments in time, many moments in time, we get stopped and can experience almost like parts of us in those moments leave or split off or freeze and accumulate over time and form what we call identity, form our sense of self and shape our capacity for intimacy with ourselves and others. So I think I spoke to in the content in this invitation, this idea that we can move from a kind of emotional reactivity into more of an experience of a kind of embodied intimacy with ourselves, with our moment. And emotional reactivity, in a way is a symptom of what I just described. I think, again, from innocence, we all have these unmet needs and desires and longings that, we're all doing our best to allow just to be here. And when we don't allow them to be here so well, they can become reactive, sort of demanding. And so it doesn't always, it can be messy, right? This human experience can be messy. Maybe we say the thing we didn't mean to say, or we do the thing we didn't mean to do. We act out in some way. Or just inside of ourselves, an experience of a kind of reactivity that has a nervous system dysregulation component to it that, keeps us awake at night or clouds our ability to perceive accurately. I think we all know at this point in our lives the various flavors and nuances of what it's like inside of us, where we struggle, where we might tend to be reactive, where we shut down. So I'm imagining that you're all here because you might have a curiosity around discovering some new ways of and new possibilities of how to truly meet yourself, and this idea that we can live in a more spontaneous kind of presencing, staying with in a more intimate quality, so that whatever arises, whatever we're experiencing in our human journey, has a space, has a place to be welcomed.